No,
like,
it's not fine.
You count your blessings, man. You got to acknowledge your blessings.
I acknowledge my privilege.
Oh my god.
Shit, I'm becoming alt-right real fast. Hold on.
No. Nah, it's just okay, so another backstory element for me, because you will hear a lot of like groaning from me on coded language specifically, and the reason for that is because I actually, for a good portion of my life, grew up in they would contest this, but I grew up in a religious cult. So like, you know, there's a lot about like, especially after being out of it and doing some research into how cults work and brainwashing in particular, and even like there's some hypnotism tactics that are in a lot of things, surprisingly enough. Like we were talking the other night about like ASMR, and I'm like, there's actually some like there's actually some hypnotic elements to that too if you look into it. But like I'm really for most people I would be what is considered hypersensitive to stuff like coded language or any sort of like thought control, information control, any sort of tactics like that.
And that's coming from a perspective of a religious background where you were heavily, I mean, some would say indoctrinated from very early age.
Yeah.
And then stepping away from that, I think it's been 5 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 5 years since you broke away. I remember it was 2015. When you were excommunicated or disfellowshipped.
Yeah.
From the church that you were. Yeah. I don't know if you want to get into that too much, but you've had some time away from it and you've developed thoughts away from that. And so you've been able to recognize patterns in language, patterns in actions, what people will do to corral and keep people on their side or guilt people into their side or
just, you know, condition thoughts. Like it's a thing where it's so, if you do it right, you can create a system that is so subtle, a culture that is so subtly, it's so subtle in its way of controlling you that like it's not doing it after a certain point. You're doing it to yourself. Like, and that's an extremely effective way of controlling people, is to condition their minds to the point to where they automatically reject anything that doesn't support what you want them to support.
Right.
And so when I hear coded language, it, like, that's the real thing that where he's like, I gotta check my privilege. Like, to me, checking your privilege is a form of coded language because of how it is used. And so, like, it's not that I think that people don't have privileges or that these things shouldn't be acknowledged. It's more like I'm more groaning at the intention of the phrase. Right.
Yeah, it's not about the phrase itself so much as about who's saying it and what they mean by it.